Hey everyone, just want to do a weekend video update on natural gas. So the tradable ticker for natural gas is UNG. And essentially everyone who has been trying to catch the bottom in February over here has been stopped out. As you guys can see here, there's accumulation phase here. And once it broke that accumulation bottom support, we had a notable sell volume down here. And we had you guys can see all this volume here. But we essentially V-shaped from that, meaning this is a climax bottom where all the buyers got stopped out and the other buyers came back and took over it. So essentially this is a good sign for the bull. As you can see, it V-shaped. And what I am looking for going forward is a inverse head and shoulders on the daily chart. So inverse head and shoulder looks like this. So it's a shoulder with a head and another shoulder here to form. So essentially, $9 is the resistance. I'm just gonna put it like here. And so what we want to see is the next shoulder would be like this. And then we test the $9 resistance. We initially rejects from it, but then we form a daily uptrend by having a higher low here and breaking above the previous high. So once we do that, breaking here, we would have a daily uptrend. So essentially, there's two ways for we to purchase this stock. Either we wait for it to break and confirm the daily uptrend here and ride the momentum with the bulls, or you take a little bit more risk and add it in this range where once it drops and then consolidates, you add it right here, put a stop loss under that pivot low. And if it does break, then you get stopped out by a little bit. But if it breaks above, you get this extra percentage by taking a little bit more risk. So it depends on your risk versus and reward. So if you like it a little bit more safe, then you go add up here with a little bit less risk. If you like to have more gains and more risk, you would like to add in this range down here. Essentially, I would be adding BOIL, which is a 2x leverage ETF for UNG. Essentially, if UNG moves up 2%, BOIL would be up 4% because it's a 2x of the leverage ETF for UNG. But also the downside is that if UNG moves down 2%, BOIL also goes down 2%. So you guys can see from the chart here, UNG has been down peak to trough roughly 80%. But as a 2x leverage ETF BOIL, you can see it's been down pretty much like 94%. So your money is essentially gone if you add it up there. And yeah, so essentially I would be looking for a decent bounce on this incredibly oversold commodity, natural gas. And I'll be looking for roughly a 10% to 20% gain on UNG. So that would be roughly a 20 to 40% gain on BOIL. And the most ideal setup is we have this, and if we break above the neckline and then we retest the $9 support, then bounce off of that. That would be the most ideal setup. And you add right here, and then we ride the momentum up with the bulls. But sometimes it can just break and then goes poof, all the way up, right? Like it's sometimes just like how this thing just goes all the way down without retesting your prior supports or area. So we just have to take a little bit of risk, and some of you guys will be adding down here, or some of you guys will be adding down here, and we'll go from there. We'll see how next week, if we do actually get this pattern end up playing out. And for those of you that wants to play the short-term momentum, you can go to the 1 hourly chart, and you can see this teal looking line is a 12 EMA support. So you can see that once we confirmed an hourly uptrend over here, this is a higher low. We broke above the previous high here. Once we confirm the hourly uptrend, the teal looking line has been acting in support. You can see that we tested here once, bounced exactly right off of it, tested here another time, bounced exactly off of it, and test another time here and bounce exactly off of it. So as long as for those of you that likes to play short term, you can literally add Monday morning and just continue to ride this teal looking line. And if it breaks below the teal looking line, you can set a stop loss below it and just ride it until it breaks the support and stop out. And then if it gets stopped out, you gotta look at the longer time frame, which is the daily time frame that I'm talking about, of this potential inverse head and shoulders playing out with the drop and the pop. So we'll see how next week goes, and I will let you guys know once I'm in this trade or not.